Few people realize this, but there are over 100 active principles and cannabinoids in the cannabis plant. CBD and THC are the acronyms we always hear about, but very few people understand how complex the cannabis plant is and the potential for it. What's necessary is a science-based approach to developing the industry. And enter EMMAC. Antonio, what you've done is create an entirely research and science-based approach to going to market. How is that working for you?
We built EMMAC based on science. We took the approach that we wanted to be very precise in what we do. And from that point on, we built the rest. So we have a cultivation facility in Portugal. We have 2 EU GMP certified pharmaceutical labs, one in Spain, one in the UK, so the highest grade that you can get. And we have distribution networks across multiple countries. All of it is supported by 3 ongoing studies in the UK and 2 ongoing studies in Italy with different universities.
Based on those research studies that you have underway today and the ones that you're proposing to roll out in the future, what do you think is the total market opportunity in Europe today and looking forward?
We think that Europe is going to be the largest medical cannabis market in the world. The reasons for that is because, first of all, of the size of the population, 700+ million people living in Europe, the average age of the population, the average wealth of the population, and public health systems that work normally very well. So all that combined, we think it's going to be the largest market. Today, the OECD estimates that there are 90 million users of cannabis across Europe, 20% of which use it for self-medication purposes. So that's 18 million potential patients.
There's no doubt there's been a lot of exciting progress and people are starting to experience some really fantastic results using cannabis-based products, but there's still a lot of misinformation and misconceptions out there. How do you overcome that?
We took the approach from the beginning to be science-led, but also we wanted to have a European vision and a local expertise. And these are necessary things because you need to be able to communicate your view, your vision, and you also need to speak locally to the local regulators. And with that in mind, this is how we built the company.
On that point, you have a significant background in dealing with regulators and governments and framing up regulations for future industries. You did it at Uber, you did it at Nuvera, now you're doing it at EMMAC. What are the fundamental principles you're looking for when you're having the dialogue with regulators? You have
to put yourself in their shoes. This is a new industry. It's a new product that has been out there for millennia, but for the last 70, 80 years was completely illegal. So all of a sudden they have to regulate something that they don't know. And science has not caught up in most cases with the latest developments and the latest understanding on the product. So you have to put yourself in their shoes and help them. Help them by explaining what the product can do, how it can be regulated, and also giving them the picture that this is not a traditional pharmaceutical product. It's more of a bespoke medical application that doctors can use. We've talked a lot about the future of medicine on this show and personalized medicine. There's all kinds of potential for that in cannabis, but this is a long road ahead. What do you think needs to happen to start to realize personalization benefits? We are beginning to see it already. In some countries, such as Germany or Italy, even here in the UK, doctors have the possibility to prescribe medical cannabis, although it is not a licensed medicine, so it hasn't gone through clinical trials. It means that regulators are relying on the expertise and the understanding of the individual doctor to prescribe that product. And the way normally doctors do it is that they start low in the prescription to a patient, so that we say, try a few drops of this cannabis oil, and then if it works, you continue. Is there a standardized format and approach EMMAC is taking to healthcare practitioner education in this area? You need to adapt to the different regulations because in different countries, doctors can act in a different way. So in certain countries, they have to be a specialist. And in other countries, any GP can prescribe medical cannabis. So you have to adapt. What we are doing is that we are setting up and we're deploying educational programs, regardless of who is the final target, for doctors to understand better this product.